I am on WVNN, News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. It's a revolution in common sense. Welcome back to the Yaffee program. It's Friday. That means we speak with Brad Presnall. He is a political consultant, does work for Tommy Tuberville, who's running for governor, Dale Strong, running for re-election in Congress. Also, Andrew Sorrell, or was working for him as he was running for re-election for state auditor, and now is helping with the Jay Mitchell campaign, former Supreme Court justice in Alabama, who is running for attorney general. He also does some work for the AEA as well. Brad, how are you today, sir?
Doing well, Yaffee. Good morning.
All right, so let's talk about your new gig with Jay Mitchell. You also had an article that you wrote about this as well, about his opponent, Catherine Robertson. So talk about why you believe Jay Mitchell is the guy to be the next attorney general and what you wrote about in your article.
Yeah, Yaffee, there are multiple reasons why I joined Jay Mitchell's campaign. For one, his opponent, Catherine Robertson, is not qualified to be attorney general. She's never tried a case and has zero prosecutions. Her jobs after law school have been working for a think tank or a political appointed job working for an office holder. And there's a big difference between having a law degree and a practicing litigator. She might be a good office manager for Steve Marshall, but Alabama needs somebody with real courtroom experience like Jay Mitchell. And she's being bankrolled by dark money donors. You know, all people have to do, Yaffee, is read the campaign finance reports. Jay Mitchell's donors are right there in black and white. And they're the usual Alabama political players, the PACs, the folks we all recognize, agree or disagree. At least you know who they are. But when you talk about Catherine Robertson's donors, more than half of her entire campaign bankroll, over $2.7 million, comes from these dark money groups that were created days before she got in this race. And the money funneled to her proxy groups, you add all that in, Yaffee, and you're talking more than $3 million from sources that voters can't trace. And she absolutely knows who's funding her. Candidates always know. They just don't want you and me to know who are funding them. Because if revealing your donors would cost you the election, that tells you everything you need to know. So one thing you need to know also is Jay Mitchell's not hiding his donors. You can go to his campaign finance report and see exactly who supports him. And Yaffee, we just came through a primary where money poured in from groups nobody here has ever heard of. And Senator Arthur Orr is dead on about one thing. Voters need to know, and they deserve to know, who's trying to influence our elections here in Alabama. And if you want to play in Alabama elections, that's fine. Just put your name on it. Don't hide behind a shell group with some patriotic-sounding name and expect all the voters to salute you. This is just basic honesty that's lacking. Voters should be able to see who's funding what and who, the way that they see other things in government that are out there for everybody to see with their own eyes. And let's be real. If the legislature had closed these loopholes when Senator Orr brought it up back in the spring, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
Yeah, I know that was something that former Congressman Will Brooks brought up when he was running for the state house, where there were a lot of these outside gambling groups that were putting in a bunch of money, but he had no idea they were some gambling pack. They would have some generic names. But we would need legislation to fix some of this problem, right? Or without even do it. I mean, I don't even know. Is there a solution here?
Well, it may have to look at the legislature, yes, but I look at the candidate. The candidate should not accept and roll with these kind of people who are hiding their identities. I mean, run for office, play bare-knuckle politics, absolutely. You know, campaign hard, campaign for people's votes. But when you're being funded by groups that nobody has ever even heard of, they don't know where they're coming from, they may be some post office box halfway across the country, that's shady, Yaffee, and we don't need that here.
Speaking with Brad Presnall, he is a political consultant. So do you think, because, well, I mean, there was a recent poll that showed that Mitchell was down by 17 points. But do you think that's ridiculous? You think it's just one of those suppression polls?
100%, Yaffee. This is a mystery money poll trying to tell Alabama voters what to think instead of measuring what Alabama voters actually believe. This is the same outfit that said Jay Mitchell was getting crushed before the primary, and voters proved them dead wrong because he finished second, and now he's in this runoff. Now they're back with another double-digit fantasy won't say who paid for it, and expect us to treat it like it's the gospel. These aren't polls, Yaffee. This is a brainwashing tactic to keep people at home on Election Day. Voters understand this, but still, this is, ties into the dark money. It's always these people that won't put their name to what or who they're supporting. And it's ridiculous. These polls are designed to make you think that a race is over. And that's just it. So you'll stay home because everybody's busy, and especially in June, a lot of people are going on vacation and have school ball with their kids, and voting maybe not be on the top of their list. But this is measuring public opinion. Supposedly, that's what polls do. But this poll is trying to manufacture it, which is a big difference there.
Now, is this the same poll that showed Jared Hudson winning? Or was that I'm not sure, because that was one I was kind of like, it seems hard to believe that all of a sudden Jared Hudson would be second by 20 points, and then he would all of a sudden be in the lead. He would have to pick up all of Steve Marshall's voters right. So I don't know if this was the same poll, but it does seem like we've had some kind of fluke polls out there.
Yeah, we've had a bunch of them, and it's hard to remember. Of course, I'm focused on this race right now, but I believe that right now they also showing Jared either tied or ahead of Barry Moore. I can't remember which. I may be mistaken, but polls were invented many, many decades ago as a measuring tool for campaigns to see how you're doing and to see maybe what area of your district or your state or your country, if you're running for president, obviously, where you can do better. And then they turn into weapons to weaponize to suppress your opponent or to suppress a group of people that may be interested in participating on Election Day. So I don't know what we can do about them, if anything, but this just needed to be called out, and that's what I'm here to do, is call it out. Is just a bogus poll.
All right, there you go. So if you disagree, you can tell me on the Yaffee text line, 866-494-9866. Continuing my conversation with Brad Presnall. So we have this, I have to admit, I don't talk about this issue too much because I don't think it's going to go anywhere. But someone is challenging Tuberville's residency claim, saying he's not a resident. This has come up before. AL.com is obsessed with it. I don't know if Doug Jones is going to bring it up or whatever. But what's your reaction to what's going on here?
Yaffee, let's just hope that after this Alabama GOP hearing that all of this coaches and a residence nonsense is put to bed. He has a mountain of evidence to support the fact that he is a resident. Alabama driver's license, Alabama voting records, Alabama tax returns. And he's been a United States Senator for 6 years. He campaigned for Senate for 19 months before he was elected. He was a certified legal resident in the last election. And back in February, I believe it was February, he was unanimously voted by the party as able to run after the first challenge. So, residency isn't a feeling. It's a stack of documents. Just like I said, driver's license, voting history, et cetera. When all those line up, that's not speculation. That's evidence. So this whole gotcha that the Democrats and Doug Jones, they're trying to do, McPheeters, I don't know if he's doing it for himself or somebody else has put him up to it. It doesn't really matter. But this is political theater. This is not a real issue. So when people act like this is some big unresolved question, give me a break. You can argue politics all day, but you can't argue with evidence. And all these disclosures that Coach is putting up for his opponent and anybody who wants to see him, I guess, moving forward, and the Alabama GOP, when he puts them up for them to see him, they're going to have to read them and recognize the fact that he's going to be governor of Alabama here in a few months.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. And Doug Jones seems to know that. Some of his crazy comments, right? It's just proof he doesn't actually think he's going to win. That is not how you would campaign to actually win a campaign. Am I right?
You're right. He got in against Doug Jones because the Republican Party dropped the ball on that. And he's thinking that all this is going to be dropped again so he can just waltz in the governor's office. I got news for him. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. Now, I know before you go, I know you wanted to talk about a bill that is proposed by Congressman Dale Strong.
Yes, that's right, Yaffee. Thank you. Congressman Strong is saying what everybody with a functioning brain already knows. You don't let citizens of a hostile foreign country enlist in the United States military. China, Iran, Russia, these aren't competitors, they're adversaries, and they're trying to infiltrate our institutions. And Congressman Strong put forth a bill that closes a loophole that should have never existed in the first place about not allowing these people from hostile countries enlisting in our United States military. So that's the right thing to do. And, Joe Biden let in anywhere from 10 to 30 million people into our country, many of which we still have no idea where they're from, who they are, or where they are now. And more than likely, some of them will try to join our military and infiltrate and find out our secrets and all our strategies. So Congressman Strong's aware of that. He wants to stop it.
All right, there you go. Brad Presnall, political consultant, does work for all those people I mentioned before. Brad, busy guy. Really appreciate you coming on. We'll talk to you again in the future.
Appreciate you, Yaffee. Thank you.
All right, there you go. We'll be back in a moment on the Yaffee program. Stay with us.
You're listening to Yaffee on WVNN.
You didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. You're here to sell more today than yesterday. You're here to win. Lucky for you, Shopify built the best converting checkout on the planet. Like the just one tapping, ridiculously fast acting, sky-high sales stacking, champion of checkouts. That's the good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/win.
Square up.
Yo, what's going on, man? It's Andre Berto, two-time world champion. Today's guest, NFL legend, media mogul. What's up? Ocho Cinco. What's good, baby? We call them gym fighters. Yeah. These guys are in the gym, they can probably beat the hell out of any world champion you could think of.
Yeah. When that bell ring, and them lights on, you got 10, 15,000 watching. When I stepped in that ring, I think boxing is becoming great again.
Square up.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform. Let's go.
This isn't your average podcast.
We threw like a spontaneous party out of nowhere. It was crazy.
This is Full Send.
Drake weekend in Toronto. That's like, imagine telling me that like 10 years ago. That's yo, you're going to rip with Drake for his album launch release party in Toronto. Like, I'm not passing that up for anything.
Join the party.
She went to the Met Gala. He went to the game.
What is the Met Gala? Ridiculous.
I think it's an excuse to dress up like an idiot and go to a ball.
The Full Send podcast.
Oh, we're ready.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.